Today on the Yoder, we're making some garlic bread that's gonna be garlicky, cheesy, and delicious. Let's get into it. What's up, barbecue fans? My name's Jake, and today we're making an unplanned video. Something has been rolling around my mind for about a year, and I have some extra dough left. So I was like, hey, I wonder if it'll work for this. So what we're doing today is we're gonna make a rip-off version of Jack Astor's pan bread. So growing up in Ontario in the 90s, this place called Jack Astor showed up, and it was edgy because you could throw your peanut shells on the floor, and they had two things that was kind of their signature thing. One of them was a beer and cheddar soup, and the other was Jack Astor's pan bread. And Jack Astor's pan bread, if you don't try anything else there, that is worth going there. It's not the restaurant it once was. It's still a good place, but it's a chain, I haven't been there in a long time, but when I go back to Ontario, if I get a chance, I go there and I have some pan bread. So today we're gonna make a version of it. It's garlicky, it's served in, not a cast iron pan, actually, I can't remember what it's served in, but it's about this size. This is a 10-inch cast iron pan. But one of the secrets there is it does have a lot of garlic. So we need to start with some garlic. We've got some cloves here. We're going to just take off the ends here. Take off our shells. And this guy here is a little mini food processor. This comes in super handy. So sometimes you don't really need a big one. And like if I'm gonna make garlic bread or something like that, or I just need to grind something up real quick, I use this instead of pulling out a big one. So we're gonna go 5 cloves of garlic. This is one of those things you gotta use fresh garlic for. If you make garlic bread or anything like that, like fresh garlic just goes a long way. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some olive oil in here. Need a little bit more olive oil. Want to make sure we get all this garlic chopped down nice and fine, so I'm going to push this back in a little bit. Perfect. Something's telling me a little bit of butter would be good there. Hang on a second. All right, so I melted about 2 tablespoons of butter. Now, this is unsalted butter, okay? I'm just using some Kerrygold's unsalted. I am going to put a little salt in this. I don't know, maybe half a tablespoon or something like that. Or half a teaspoon. We're going to pour that in here. Something about the smell of garlic, just love it. And we'll just grind this up a little bit. Perfect. And now we have some buttery goodness. Let's not let this go to waste. And we're gonna just take this and give this a coat. And we want to make sure we get it up the sides. I'm going to use a little bit more. I've got a fair amount. We'll just let the dough suck up the rest of that in the bottom. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 100 gram balls here. It's 110, close enough. What I'm gonna do is ooh, that's sticky. You know what? I'm gonna go like, I think that's just gonna be good there. So we're kind of pinching in the bottom here, right? Got some garlic trapped in the inside. Now this is bulk proofed for 36 hours, right? So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do our second rise. We're just gonna do it in this container here. The big thing here is you want to make sure you pinch your bottom closed, right? Tuck the garlic on the inside so you get some dough that will stick to each other, and then just seal up the bottom. And away we go. All right, so we've got 8 dough balls in here. Ideally, I would like them a little smoother, but the dough's quite sticky. right? If you want to learn more about this dough, I use this dough in my Sicilian pizza video. I'll link that right up here. But I linked to another video where I actually learned how to make this dough. It's not designed for this type of thing, but I got a bunch of extra, so we're gonna see how it turns out. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna let this rise for a good hour and a half. So it's been a little over an hour and a half since we put our bread in here. As you can see, it's risen up, looking pretty good. The one thing I did off camera is I did brush a little bit of our butter mixture on there, and we're gonna do that again. So the only difference is here, I'm gonna dark this up a little bit. So we're gonna add some dried parsley for some color, and we're gonna add some Parmesan here. I did warm up this butter a little bit, so this Parmesan should melt right in there. It's a lot of cheese, so I'm gonna put a little bit on each one, and we'll brush it in. Just want to make sure I got them all covered here. Now that middle piece is the one that's going to get all the love because all the garlic is going to flow towards the middle around it. Tell me that does not look good. Now originally I'd planned on putting this on the Yoder around 400, just on the top rack. Unfortunately we had an unexpected snow squall come through on top of my 40-mile-an-hour winds. So the weather is definitely a little crazy out there, so I had to scrap that idea. What we're gonna do here is we're going to put this in the oven at 350 for 30 to 35 minutes. I'm really debating if I want to put some cheese on it. I just think like a couple slices of provolone might just... You know what, I'm gonna cook it for 20 minutes and then I'm gonna think about that cheese. Let's put this in the oven. So we're at the 30-minute mark. Let's have a look. I mean, it's looking pretty darn good. The bread's almost done. It's not quite there yet. I think it has enough garlic on it. I decided to put some cheese on it, but I think it needs some more butter. So let's, don't tell my wife how much butter's on here, okay? Oh man, it smells great. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some cheese here. I got some provolone. I think that'll be perfect. It's like my fridge knew what I was gonna cook today. We'll just put another little piece in the middle there. Now everyone's got some cheese. And because I like the color of the parsley on there, we'll put a little bit more of that. All right, back in for 5 minutes. So here we are at exactly 35 minutes. A little bit of butter on top there. I'll drain that down in there. Woof, it's sitting in butter. That, my friends, I think is gonna be phenomenal. If you've never made bread before, when you tap on it and it makes a hollow sound, that's how you know it's done. That's what we're doing here. Yep, we're in good shape. So yeah, just the hardest part now, we just gotta let this cool down. It is in a cast iron pan, so it's gonna take a little bit to cool down, but I think we'll give it a good 10 or 15 minutes and then we'll cut a piece and see how we did. So it's been 20 minutes and the logical me says that this is still too hot to eat. The rest of me says it's been a long time and I've already picked out the perfect spot, so I need to dig in and try it. So let's see what happens here. Look at that. Definitely smells the part. Look at all that butter and garlic goodness on the bottom. Yeah, it's hot. I might regret this. Oh yeah. I would say it probably could have cooked. No, it's so hot. Once I see it, it's just really moist at the bottom because it's sat in all that buttery goodness. That, my friends, is absolutely delicious. It is good and it is full of garlic. If you like garlic, this one's for you. That cheese was the right call. You can see across the bottom here, I mean, look at how yellow that is. That's just butter and garlicky goodness, along with some olive oil there. Overall, it's really good. I think if anything, I might have been able to go another 3 minutes, just because it was a super high hydration dough. It wasn't designed for this. And it's not chewy, but it could have had a little bit more of that the air steaming and evaporating and causing a little bit more texture inside of it. It's super soft and really, really good. I'm nitpicking. If you like garlic bread, this is something that you should give it a shot. Try any dinner roll recipe, anything like that, and just put it in here. Use the garlic and the olive oil butter and put it all together. Cook it in your cast iron pan at 350, and I think this will entertain your guests. They'll be very happy because we've got 8 pieces, so there's lots to go around. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. While you're down there, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you soon.